Hi, hi. I'm going to walk you through how you can use the Learning Lab app to manage your classroom better and use it as a communication tool to your students. Let's say you have a new student walking into your classroom. A lot of times you can't talk for a long time with them when they just walk in. And they may not know how much you have to offer. However, if you have the Learning Lab app, you can create a curriculum with levels and lessons that kind of shows them like a roadmap of what's up ahead, like all the things that are in store for them. This is a simple curriculum that I've created in the walkthroughs and separate videos that you can see. We can see there are like multiple levels, and when you open up a level, you can see the lessons in it. Each lesson has like a little blurb, which is essentially a sales pitch. I think when I go to classes and I just keep going to beginner classes, it's not very exciting product packaging. I just show up to a beginner class. However, if I get a little preview on like what's actually contained in it, it's a lot more exciting. Because there's a lot of good stuff in beginner classes that doesn't just come across if you say it's a beginner class. And if you open up a class, we can have like a nice little cover image that's exciting for students to see. There can be instructions, various things. I go into that in a separate video. But the whole idea of having a curriculum is just to like show students this is the stuff you can get. It's like product packaging. And then let's say you have a student. On your instructor homepage, you have a roster of all your students. You can, let's open up the clipboard for the student. So you can see all the lessons here. And if you had a private, if you have a lot of students, it's hard to remember what you taught which student and where they're at. But here you have like easy checkboxes. You have the lessons. Let's say you just taught one of your students a bird lesson. You can go here and say like, we've got that lesson and it's checked off. And then when they come back, you can kind of like look through, like what they learned, what you want to teach them next. Another great communication tool are the skill rubrics. You probably see next to the profile photo, there's this radar chart with a shape. The shape tells you the strengths and weaknesses of the student. I'm going to open it up here. And you can kind of see more like each dimension is a skill dimension you define, like strengths, flexibility, stamina, or whatever is inside of your course relevant. And down here, students can kind of see what all the dimensions mean. It's not filled in because this is a quick demo course that I created where like basic physics has a little description of what it is. Students can like look at all the different levels, like, what strengths I might expect to have at the beginner level. And like down here under balance, you can also add lessons to it. So if I'm a student and my instructor told me my balance is novice level, I can look at the practices and it'll open a lesson that'll help me improve to get to the next level. All of this is part of communication, letting students know where they're at, letting those students know what they need to improve, how they can improve it. So this is all great communication stuff, and I've taken classes where just like a little assessment from the teacher, like a personal note, like meant a lot. I'm not just like one in like 30, 40 students, but like, hey, they noticed me, and there's something that tells me, like where I'm at. It's like, it can be a really good way to connect with your students. Another thing I want to draw your attention to is you can manage your classrooms with it. So you can create a new session here. I'm just gonna call it right now. This could be your Monday morning class. And I'm waiting for students to sign in. I'm just on another device. I'm going to join. Fascinating. We have like a little bug here that needs to be fixed. Beth showed up twice. And in this case, it's a really simple class. Like, we actually have only 2 participants, Beth and me. And there's a function where you can pair people up. In this case, it's laughably simple. It's the student and the teacher. But if you have 20, 30, 40 students, this would do the automatic pairing based on which student already knows, what someone has to learn. There's a lot of logic that goes into it. And if I wanted to change things, I could select another student. If I want to change the lesson, I can, it gives you like little hints, like that student already learned bird, it's green. Blank, let go, blue means this is the next lesson they should probably learn. But you know, there might be different reasons why we decide we should actually work on star. Teaching deficit is a good thing to know. As we go through multiple rounds, you're probably gonna have some students that are working almost like teacher assistants. They're gonna be doing a lot of teaching. And you have other students, probably your newest students, your novices, are gonna do a lot of learning. However, because they all pay, you wanna balance things out. So if you have star students that help you out with teaching a lot, you wanna see if they've built up a teaching deficit, so you wanna spend some time with them, teaching surplus actually. You wanna spend some time with them so that they also get to learn new things. And we can end this. And before I actually do it, just to tell you, Beth, the student on the other device, they would see a separate screen where it would tell them like, this is a person they should work with and that's a lesson to work on. It's a really great tool if you have a classroom of 30, 40 students and you want to give them all exercises to work on. So that's a quick overview of how you can use a learning lab to manage your classroom. 1, you can communicate what your curriculum looks like, your lessons, levels. You can keep track of students' progress. You can easily check off their progress. 3rd, you can do skill assessments. You can communicate with them where they're at and what they should focus on next and how to do it. And finally, 4th, you can also manage your classroom on like what should who do with whom and to focus on. And try the app.